Hello and welcome back to part 2 of this week's show. I'm joined still by Sam and Craig. Craig's not going to be involved in this first part as he wasn't here last week, but we're going to go through some the last week's score predictions. The scoring goes like this: you get 1 point for a correct result, as in a correct winner. You get an extra point if you get the goal scored right, and you get 5 points for a completely correct result. So I'm going to start with Sam. For Liverpool and Swansea, you got 2 points. You got 1 point for Liverpool win, and you got 1 point because you said Liverpool were going to keep a clean sheet. Luton against Millwall, you got 1 point for a Millwall win and 1 point for the clean sheet again. Arsenal Blackburn, you got no points because Blackburn won. MK Dons Barnsley, you got no points because it was a draw. Barnsley won because they're playing you in the next round.
Oh yeah.
Oldham against Everton, you got no points again because you said Everton were going to win and that was a draw. Matt Smith, the fucking legend.
He is a legend.
Go ahead.
And he's better than Andy Carroll. Chelsea and Brentford, you got 5 points. You got the correct result, 4-0. Well done.
I got the correct. I didn't know that.
Manchester City, you got 2 points, 1 for the correct result and 1 for the clean sheet. Huddersfield against Wigan, you got 1 point for Wigan winning. United versus Reading, you got 1 point for Manchester United winning. So total last week you got 13 points. Very respectable.
Okay, good
Very
stuff.
more respectable than mine anyway. I got 1 point for the correct result for Liverpool against Swansea. I got the correct result for Millwall winning, but again I only got that point. I got no points for Arsenal Blackburn, no points for MK Dons Barnsley, and no points for Oldham against Everton. I only got 1 point for Chelsea Brentford. I was 1 goal off the 4-0 required to get the 5 points. I got 1 point for Manchester City Leeds. I got 1 point for the Wigan winning. I also got 1 point because Huddersfield scored 1 goal. And Manchester United, I got 1 point for the United winning. I also got 1 point for the correct number of United goals. So I got a total of 8 points. So you outdid me there by quite a bit. So that took up 2 minutes. Welcome back. Craig's now back in action. First thing we're going to talk about this week, briefly, is Arsene Wenger. A lot of Arsenal fans don't want him anymore, especially Piers Morgan is a great example of this.
Piers Morgan, the biggest arse on the face of the planet.
He thinks Arsenal are like still the Invincibles, when I think basically what I think is I don't think a new manager will do any better because the squad is poor. I don't think they're going to win anything. They could win the Carling Cup, but he'd be the first one to complain if they won the Carling Cup and they were in the Europa League at Liverpool. Every season, if they were finishing well, Liverpool finishing, and they won the Carling Cup, he would not be happy because they won a cup. He would not be happy at all if they didn't finish fourth. That's my opinion, so what do you think?
I don't think Wenger should go. I really don't. I think he's been at the club for 16 years now, and he's consistently taken them into Europe, and I know they haven't won anything in the last 7 or 8 years or whatever it is now.
And they've always got past the group stage.
Always got past the group stage. It's been so good for them, and the thing about he's run the club so well. They're not a club in debt, and they've not bought.
It's the fact that they're not giving him much money, are they? He doesn't.
I think he needs backing. I think he needs a proper goal scorer as well, because they're still playing nice football, nice passing football, but they're not scoring goals.
They'd be a completely different team with Van Persie still.
Yeah.
Craig.
Yeah, I think he's been loyal for them, and I think he's just stay really because I know they haven't won anything for God knows how long, but he just needs to build around the striker really. Get a striker really, and then they'll start scoring more because they've got the passing going. They just need the proper goal scorer.
I'd be pissed off if I was an Arsenal fan on the basis we haven't won a trophy, but as a Liverpool fan, I'd rather be in the top 4. I'd kill to be in the top 4, and you can have our Carling Cup last year, Arsenal, and we'll take your Champions League place, and we'll keep it from you.
Every season they always get top 4, and every season they always get past the group stage in the Champions League. They're doing decent, but they just don't.
I'd laugh if they somehow got this result against Bayern Leverkusen. No, Bayern Leverkusen. I haven't got Bayern Munich now, and then they went on and won the Champions League. Imagine imagine Piers Morgan's face if Arsenal won the Champions League. That'd be fucking great.
There's no reason why not. I mean, Chelsea, I know they were playing at home in the second leg, but that's what they had to do against Napoli, wasn't it?
Yeah. But Napoli aren't. They were a good team last year. They've still got Cavani. They had Lavezzi last year as well. But again, they're still not Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich quality last night. Absolute quality. Anyway, I'm just going to point this out. I know, Craig, you did watch Match of the Day too. Michael Owen's commentary debut on Match of the Day too. He's not the next Gary Neville. is what I am going to say.
He's far from it. He is awful. He speaks loads of rubbish.
Yeah, pretty much. A bit like us, but we don't get paid for it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to listen to us. But we had to watch Match of the Day to watch the highlights.
I'm going to listen to it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't watch Match of the Day, so I didn't hear him. But I know for a fact that Michael Owen isn't the sort of person that should be commentating. I think Gary Neville's fantastic because he's articulate. He's got good knowledge of the game. He's not biased either.
Michael Owen was a bit biased on Liverpool yesterday, I thought.
Yeah, Michael Owen is, and Gary Neville, he speaks the truth.
I thought when Gary Neville got that job, I was like, for fuck's sake,
I thought he was going to be totally biased, but he isn't. He's been good.
He speaks the truth.
Yeah, so the season so far we're going to talk about now. We're in February, nearly in March. And so what teams do you think have performed to expectations or above expectations this year? Go to you first, Sam.
I've chosen two teams. I chose Swansea just because I think the football that they're playing this year is a lot better than last year. They're scoring goals, and I wouldn't know how much money they have to spend on players, but they seem to have bought some very good players on the cheap, like this Michu scored 16-17 goals and he was only £2 million or whatever it was. So, and also West Brom, Steve Clarke's taken them to that next level that I don't think many people would have thought of West Brom could ever get to. But
yeah,
it's totally
done it.
Totally altered the team, hasn't it?
Craig?
I've chosen West Brom and Swansea, same, because they've got better passing last year. They had good passing last year, but they've brought a bit further.
Basically, you're saying Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah. But they brought new players in, and they got Michu that's scoring plenty of goals for them. I've also chosen West Brom.
For the same reasons as Sam,
yeah. And I've also chosen Everton because they have performed really well this year.
Yeah, I've chosen three of the teams that already been said. Swansea, West Brom. I'm going to go for the same reasons. No point me going on about it again. You'll get bored. Everton, yeah, I put Everton in, but now I think, I don't know, are they that good? Are they a team that's going to be challenging for sixth anyway now? I don't know whether I'm being harsh by saying that they've
improved.
I don't know whether I'm being harsh saying they're playing well.
They've improved on last year.
Yeah, and United, because they performed not great, but they've won and they are dominating the league. So I hate to say it, but I've got to say United.
I don't think they've performed that well, but they've been getting the results.
Winning. Yeah, that's my point. Who hasn't performed? I've put Chelsea because they should be closer to the top two than they are, especially as European champions. QPR because of the amount of money they've spent and they're last. Newcastle because of how good they were last season, and Aston Villa. I don't know whether Villa are meant to be down there, but they shouldn't be for what they were when Martin O'Neill was there. But I don't think they're very good anymore. So maybe that's where they're just going to be from now on. So Sam, just quickly.
I only put Villa down actually, but I think the teams that you've mentioned. I mean, Chelsea last year, you have to remember, won the Champions League, and this year struggling to get
not
a
even
place
in it anymore
in Europe, and not even in it now. But I put Villa because you don't expect a club of the size of Villa to be right at the bottom and struggling to.
They were a top half team a few years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mid-table, at least scraping the top half. So, what about you, Craig?
I haven't put Chelsea, but you made good points there about Chelsea. And
they are third. They are third. So I'm not saying they're having the disastrous season, but they should be closer to the top two because I think they're like I'm not sure, but it might be 6 points behind City, maybe a bit more. But then that's like 15 points behind United. I don't know if these stats are right. I haven't done my research, which is pretty bad. But
I've also put QPR for the same reasons because of the amount of money they spent and they're last. And I've also put Aston Villa, but they play all young players and they don't have any experienced players now.
And the centre backs are less than 6 foot tall.
Yeah, that's why they lost. They need more.
Which is not good.
They need more experienced players to get back in the top half like they used to be.
Best player. I've gone for Van Persie and Suarez. Obvious reasons. Top 2 scorers in the league.
I've put Gareth Bale just because of how much he's come on in the last year.
He's like the Gerrard. Yeah. Like we got Gerrard Russell at Liverpool a few seasons ago. That's what he is for Tottenham now. He'll win them games, won't he?
He carries that team. I think he'll move. I just hope he doesn't leave the Premier League at the end of the season because I think he's good for the Premier League.
I've put Van Persie and Suarez because both top goal scorers, and I've also put Bale because he's.
So we're all agreed that there's 3 players that are pretty much.
But Bale could easily leave in some of them.
Yeah. So could Suarez though. The only person I think is probably staying is Van Persie. Yeah, unfortunately. We're doing a little. We're going to go for team of the year. I know it's only February, March, but we're going to have a cheeky little see who we think has played quite well so far. It's 4-4-2. I've gone for Begovic in goal, Johnson right back, Shawcross and Williams as my centre backs, Baines as my left back. I've put Matter in right mid, although that's probably not his position, but I'm just going to stick him in there. Lampard and Michu as my centre mids, Bale as my left mid, and Suarez and Van Persie as my strikers. Other people that I've just missed out, I put Hart because I don't know if I feel harsh that leaving Hart out because he's a good keeper.
He's not been performing that well
Yeah,
this year.
Zabaleta, Fellaini, Santi Cazorla, Ricky Lambert has been great for Southampton, and Michael Carrick's been quite good for United. He's been consistent. So what about yours? Just quickly, just go through it.
I've got Begovic in goal because he's been so consistent, fantastic. I've put Kyle Walker, right back. I put Huth and Bissong as my 2 central defenders.
Yeah, Bissong's been quite good. I put Shawcross instead of Huth, but yeah, I wouldn't want to put them both in there.
I mean, Bissong didn't really ever do anything at Tottenham, but he's been very good at it. I don't know, maybe...
He was okay at Newcastle, wasn't he?
Yeah, maybe just sort of big fish.
Which is why he went to... Which is why he's Tottenham signed him.
Yeah. Baines is my left back, and then at right mid I've got Lennon. My 2 central midfielders, Wilshere and Fellaini, and then I've got Bale on the left, and my 2 strikers up top, Lukaku and Benteke. Benteke's been fantastic. I mean, he didn't really cost Villa that much at all, I don't think. But I can see him leaving in the summer for sort of upwards of 15 million.
Craig, what's your team?
I've got Mignolet in goal. I've got Johnson right back. Ivanovic and Williams the centre halves. Baines left back because he's just been outstanding this season.
Look at United at the end of the season, I think. Because I think everyone will be on his way.
I've also got Hazard and Bale on the wings. 2 great wingers, really. Done nothing wrong this season much. I've got Michu and Mata centre mids. Mata's been unbelievable this season. One of the players by far. And Suarez and Van Persie strikers. And
he's had a good couple of years, Mata, really, though, because he played in the he played a bit in the Euros. He also played in the Olympics, and then he's come back and he's played pretty much all season for Chelsea.
And I've also got subs as Begovic, Walcott, Lampard, Gerrard, Gibbs, Cahill and Fellaini.
Yeah.
That's just missed off.
So I'm going to go for sign of the year from summer, and then the signing so far of the year from January. My sign of the year from the summer was Michu, because for £2 million we can't go wrong. And from January it's Danny Sturridge, instant impact, absolutely outstanding. Even though I am a Liverpool fan, but I don't think you can disagree with how much Sturridge has improved Liverpool.
Yeah, well, I said I don't know. I couldn't really decide between 2 players for the top summer signing. So I've said Benteke and Michu just for value for money, really, because they've been so prolific in the league and from nowhere, really. I don't think many people would have known who those 2 players were before the start of this season, and yet they could be going at the end of the season for 15-20 million. I've also put Lukaku in actually as well, because a loan signing, but he's done no harm to his reputation. And then in January I've said that Moussa Sissoko was the best signing just because of the impact that he's made at Newcastle.
Alright. Surprising.
I put Van Persie because
he's the difference. He's the difference between City and United this year.
And also it's 24 mil. You could easily got sold for like 40 mil. Out from last year, you're getting top scorer.
I think if he had more in his contract, because
I know he's old.
Torres went for 50.
Yeah, I know he's like 30 or.
And Andy Carroll went for 35. So
I know he's like 30 or 31, but 24 mil is still a bargain for Van Persie.
So January.
And my January's Daniel Sturridge, because he's been an instant impact, like you said.
Right. Thanks for listening. We hope to see you next week. If you've got this far, that is. Comment if you give us a like. Please subscribe. Please, just I don't know. We feel good even if we get a view and you don't watch many. But as long as it says we've got a decent amount of views, that's fine.
Au revoir.